Hey everybody. 8:24. A little bit late, won't lie to you. Had to get home. Was eating dinner with my family. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Hopefully we give you something good to watch as you're at home enjoying dinner with your family as well. I am Big Fred, and this is Appalachia Sports Talk, Southern West Virginia. Today, week one is behind us. There were some upsets. There were some upset fans. Big games. Big time players. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into Player of the Week. But first, go ahead and give this puppy a share, man, if you would. I'm going to go do the same right now. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. I like brained out there. I'm cooked right now. So I appreciate y'all's patience. Don't worry, this is going to be not a quick one tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and give this puppy a share real quick and we will jump into it. Man, how's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? I know the Brim fans aren't feeling too well. Let me tell you that one right now. Oh, man. Just go ahead and fast forward just a couple seconds, real quick, if you don't mind. Boom, we are here. All right, we're starting this thing now. I had to share it on my own personal page. Put some emojis in the title as the little hook. You know, you put a little football, a little flame, and a little camera to let people know that we're live talking about football right now. Week one is behind us. Man, did it get here quick? I feel like it was so far away, and then it was just sitting in our lap. And this podcast is not doable without the help of our friends over at Bill Cole Auto Mall. Big congratulations to Morgan Lilly for winning Salesman of the Month for the month of August. Morgan, my friend, congratulations over there at Bill Cole Auto Mall, Bluefield. And obviously, big thanks to our friends over at Raynell Medical Center, better healthcare at home. Man, dude, that's talk about a slogan, huh? That's smooth, man. Rolls right off of the tongue. Dude, where do we even start? Wow. I know y'all probably here for Player of the Week. That's what I'm here for too. Let me get some water before we get into it, man. Listen, Player of the Week was a hard one this year. I'm not this week. I will not lie to you. Before we do that, big shout out to just our friends, P&H Builders, Culture Drilling Cantina. They're two of our biggest supporters as well. Now, drum roll, please. I'll go ahead and rip the band aid off. Player of the week, man. That's the big one. That's the big one. Your Southern West Virginia player of the week is, man, this was hard, to be honest with you. There were some really early favorites. Paxton Calhoun was one of them. Paxton Calhoun was one of them. I'll be honest with you, at the end of Friday night, without just looking at anything, I was like, that cat probably wins player of the week. He had, what was it, 6 catches, 51 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick, and a fumble recovery, too, man. He went crazy. He did not win player of the week. Gage Price, Woodrow Wilson was another one that gained some early traction. Ryan Mann from James Monroe was another one who had an outstanding week. Over there in Mingo, Jace Bam Coleman, he come close to be honest with you. He come close to it. But if you're watching this, I know I'm just leading y'all on. Just leading you on. Week one, player of the week is from Princeton, Brad Mosser. Brad went crazy. Um, all the people I just named went crazy, to be honest with you. But Brad Mosser, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's hard to argue 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just hard to argue it, man. He would have had more yards, but that one that we posted up today, that got called back. That didn't even count, which was crazier. But yeah, week one player of the week. What? Can y'all see my camera at all? What happened to my camera? You gotta be kidding me. Can you hear me at least? Hmm. What happened to the camera? Dude, come on, man. Yeah, wow. Testing, testing. One, two. Did the stream crash? What's going on? I might have just unplugged my camera. All right, we're back on my laptop camera. Man, the quality drops with that, let me tell you, and it's flipped. So it looks crazy right now. I look wild. What? Well, that's disappointing. I apologize, everybody. My camera went out, literally just right there. I was just sitting there chilling. Camera dropped. Anyways, Brad Monster, player of the week one, 200 yards and two tutties against Capital. That was the measuring stick for Princeton, and they measured out pretty well, to be honest with you. So now let's get into the recap, shall we? um, I'm gonna just nip it in the bud now. So I actually went in for the Battle of the Views, and man, was it a rough one. Riverview 46, Mount View 0. Um, all credit to that Riverview team, man. Don't know if you watched my reaction video, but they showed up, they showed out, they played well, they played hard, they played good. From jump, Mount View had 29 yards on offense, which is insane. That Riverview defense had three returning, or it may have been four returning all-state defensive players, and they looked apart. They looked apart, man. Tristan Mullins was unblockable. That team has two 300 plus guys on that defensive line. Once again, they looked apart. You know, Jeremiah DeLone looked good all night, dude. It was crazy. First play, Mount View lines up right, five wide, tries to go deep, gets sacked. Riverview ends up getting the ball, and they go deep. First play, touchdown to Caden Baker. That kid had a big game too, man. Big game. Had a crazy one-handed catch in the back of the end zone. Caden Baker went crazy, man. And Jeremiah DeLone was dropping dots. He had two touchdown passes for longer than 25 yards. Peyton Lee, who was the Battle of the Views MVP, he had his way, man, with whatever he wanted to do. He had 64 yards rushing with two touchdowns, and he had two sacks. Turner A there as well had 37 yards on the ground, one tutty. Caden Baker, he did finish with 55 yards and two touchdowns. Now, before you think, man, Fred's just this giant Raider fan, well, ain't much to talk about Mountain View right now, to be honest with you, you know. Them boys showed up, they got handled with. That happens, you know. I'm sure you watched my own video. I'm gonna talk about it just slightly, man. That Riverview team, say what you want to about them, that team works and they are talented. When you combine the two, well, you get a pretty good ball. You get a pretty good ball club out of that. So, um, Battle of the Views. That's just what that was. We are 300 and something days away from the next one. Another one was crazy, man. What a bad night for Fresh Off the Clock. My co-host Cody, who he'll be on here tomorrow night to talk about Virginia. Uh, he was talking that yak all week, man. Bluefield Graham, 20-10. What in the world? The 4-year drought is over. Hey, Jordan Masterson told us all, to be honest with you. He told everybody. He told us. Let me see. For real, he told us everything. I'm gonna do this real quick. Guess that'll work, right? hmm But shout out to Jordan. He called it. He said 7 points. Will Graham lost by 10, which is crazy. Um, all shout out to the Bluefield Beavers, man. Uh, I picked Graham. I was wrong. The names of the day: Mad Max Simpson, Paxton Calhoun, who he finished with 6 receptions, 57 yards, two touchdowns, a pick, and a fumble recovery. Tylee Simon went crazy. And Willis Wilson is a very good running back, man. That video of that cut is nuts. So all kudos to that cat, to be honest with you. I mean, really, shout out to Willis Wilson. I'm excited to watch him. They got Princeton this week. This Bluefield team is being put to the fire early. But if they come out of this thing, man, listen, I ain't never say never by any means. And they got Princeton, they got Woodrow, they got James Monroe. That is like a crazy stretch right there. So this is Bluefield being tested for real. Another one which was crazy. Andy and Herbert Hoover, number 2 in AA versus number 3 in AAA, 37-34. What a game that was. Oh my goodness, man. What a game. The defense prevailed completely, man. 8 sacks as a unit. I saw Tyler Jackson called them the red, white, and blue wrecking crew. That's good for real because, man, they were just wrecking stuff. Isaiah Conley, 3.5 sacks and a forced fumble that led to a big man touchdown. 3 picks. One was a pick six by Silas Nelson. Brock Green was a man possessed, dropping bombs. KJ Byers did not look like a freshman by any means. He had over 100 yards there, and Brock Green with a game on the line. I was in my kitchen watching this game, man. 4th and 2, throws a 25-yard dot, and then he gets to sneak. This game was nothing but big plays, and they kept you on edge for 4 quarters. That's a good football game for real. And all kudos out to Herbert Hoover, man, for real. They come out there and they battled. Uh, Independence, whatever they were missing last year, feels like they may have found it. It's early, and they have a daunting schedule ahead, but that is a team that is going to be fun to watch. Another one, dude, there were so many good games. Oh, my goodness. That Mingo and Tug Valley game was crazy. Was crazy. Mingo had the 8-0 early, the 8-0 lead early, and Tug was just clawing back the entire game, man. It came down to the final play, and anytime that happens, great game. Mingo, 300 rushing yards. Shout out to the offensive line, for real. Jace Bam Coleman put up 186 and 2 tutties. Jameer Knuckles had 123 and 3 tutties on the ground. Preston May, though, even for Tug Valley, listen, that was a 5-point game that come down to the final play of the game that led to an interception. Oh my dude, what a game! If you watched that game, I'm happy for you because that was football, man. Like that Indy and that Mingo Tug game were like the first 2 games of the season. If that sets the precedent for what this season is going to be, we're in for some great football. That's just what it is. Preston May, right under 200 yards passing at 198 with 3 touchdowns. Bryson Eli, still him, 132 on the ground, 1 tutty, and Cam Sloan. He had 5 receptions for 116 on the night. That one was crazy too. What? Oh my goodness. And then another one, dude. Listen, the day was just filled. Not day, but the weekend was filled with just close, nail biting football. James Monroe, 26, Williamstown 25, number 6 in AA versus number 4 in AA was just such a crazy game, man. Ryan Mann, 186 yards passing, 56 rushing yards, 2 tutties, and a pick on defense. One of them touchdowns was late to Bryce Gardner, 45 yards, and then Brock Parker with a great day too, man. A blocked field goal and a long rushing touchdown. Uh, Excited, man. And on that Bluefield schedule, did I bring up James Monroe? I'm not sure if I did, but they played them too. Literally, like, dude, brutal. Cannot wait for this, really. Um, Shout out to James Monroe, man. Hey, Williamstown, and they were on neutral ground too. That's crazy right there. That's a quality win to start off your 2025 season. Speaking about quality wins and player of the week, Princeton 28, Capital 7. Defense held one of the best running backs in the state to 90 yards. I believe he had 89 yards. Hats off to that one. I can see why Callum Kaiser got offered after that game because, man, that cat had 17 and he had 1,717 last season, and he had most of those yards on one play, a 60-yard touchdown out of halftime. So big shout out to the Princeton defense there, man. Like I said, Brad Mosser was going crazy. He had a 171 through the air, 31 on the ground, and two tutties, leading him up to right over 200 all-purpose yards. I believe Chance, he had like 199 passing, was it? Princeton's going to be Princeton, man. Am I excited to watch them in Bluefield? That's going to be a good one. Leave your predictions in the comments. I'm not going to put nothing there right now. Let me tell you, just buddy. Listen, I was so convinced that Graham was going to beat Bluefield. Like in my head, mentally, I'm like, oh yeah, dude, they'll beat Bluefield. We don't know. All right, there were a couple of those Bluefield players who couldn't play last year, who played this year. You don't have that much tape on them. You don't know what they're out there doing. Bluefield could be out to upset the world right now, for real, and I'm here for it, dude. Listen, Bluefield Beavers are back? Question mark. Let's go. Another one, dude. Battle of the Golden Shovel. Listen, I picked the West Side to win that football game in our prediction video and on the graphic. Did not think that it would be that large of a margin. 54-6. West Side had an insane senior class last year. Caden Vance, who is now up at Concord, Kyler Canada, uh, who was Caden's wide receiver one. They lost some offensive linemen, they lost some defensive guys. That team right there, to step up the way that it did. Braden Waldron was another one I should have mentioned early. I saw that he actually won Rusty Udy's Player of the Week. Congratulations to you, Braden, for real, because brother, you earned it all. Because there's a lot of people, man, who thought Wyoming East might pop this one off, man. Grayson Ashley, that's someone, man. I am excited to watch him play. Hatfield too, man. Listen, that East team, they have some players on that team. Don't get it twisted, you know. But West Side come out, Braden Waldron with 252 and 500 rushing yards for 500 rushing yards, 55 rushing yards for four total touchdowns. So for 304, I mean, man, listen, that's a good game. In your rivalry game at that, what a day. What a day. Braxton Walsh, I'm not sure if there's any relation. I'm going to say that there is. 61 yards and one tutty through the air, but Cam Perry was the guy for Braden Waldron that night. Four catches for a buck 43. And Devin Sanders got in with it, with got in the action with a touchdown on the ground as well. Westside's defense was insane. Wow, 5 sacks, two picks, a touchdown, two forced fumbles, a special team study. Cam York, the All-State linebacker from last season, had 15 tackles, one sack, and shout out to my guy Jordan Masterson. The two live crew king, Malachi Kane, recovered two tutties, one for a touchdown. Wow, hey Westside, shout out to you for real because you're back. Westside's back. They didn't even go nowhere. Westside's back, man. I'm excited to see them over the next couple of weeks. Watch them sustain that type of success. If so, that's a crazy just replace. Ding ding, you lose this, but you get this. Insane. And Brayton's just a sophomore, so West Side high ceiling right now. I know it's just week one. Promising football being played down there. Um. Oh, another one that was super good was Oak Hill and Nicholas County. Um. What a great test for this Oak Hill team. Nicholas County is one of them perennial playoff teams that are always just going to be a tough out any time by anybody. Oak Hill was the team. They had a great win against Westside in that scrimmage. We didn't know what that Westside team was. I guess we kind of do now. So Oak Hill, man, listen, Luke Endicott is here. He has arrived. He delivered some balls, a 20-yarder to Antoine Hicks for six, and then with ice in his veins, and not a care in the world, man, a 40-yard dagger to Carson Treadway for six. Um, with a minute 44 left. What a game. Oak Hill went into that game at halftime. Um, Shout out to Carson Treadway too, man. Hey, that guy's gonna do what ballers do, and that's ball. For real. For real. You got Woodrow Wilson, 41, Washington 20. That game was close for most, and then it just broke open, and Woodrow ran away with it. That's back-to-back wins in week one against Washington for them. Gage Price, man of the day. Over 200 total yards, 3 passing touchdowns. Shout out to Gage Price for real. That was one of my sleepers going into this season, man. Kid's an athlete, and he has an arm. He's gonna be fun to watch. Another rivalry game too, man. Man versus Logan, dude. My picks were slaughtered this week, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. Literally, man. I picked man, and they lost 28-6. But I don't know how to say this. The game wasn't as close as the score precedes. Now you're probably thinking, well, Fred, 22 points isn't a close game. Exactly. Logan had 3 touchdowns called back. Levante Kenny is Deion Sanders. All right. He was everywhere. He had two picks, one pick six. That was beautiful. Go watch that video. It's up on our channel. And shout out to all of the Logan fans, dude. I love y'all for real. Listen, if don't no one keep us up to date, if don't no one keep us hip, if don't no one let us know who's who, the Logan fans let us know who's who. I am glad that we can call Logan County home now for real. Shout out to Man too, man. They got Mount View this week. We have a man interview dropping this week, so stay tuned for that. Uh, Adam Baisden looked good, man. Lucas Lambert was the man on offense with 2 tutties on the ground and a 2 point reception. Man, though, they had some life. Caleb Mullins found pay dirt in the third on a 20-yard scamper. And then they had a pair of picks. One was called back one was called back from the touchdown because of a block in the back, which sucks. And something cool, man. Coach Booth actually coached that man, so it was like pretty bittersweet for him, you know. But for the first time in 4 years, the Logan Wildcats are 4-0. Sorry, 1-0. And let me give a quick shout out to Rob Ball, man. Listen, that guy's a menace. Big fan of him. They got Riverview this week. I feel like that's going to be a great game to watch. Wish I lived closer because that's going to be a fun game. I don't know if it'll be game of the week. So we got Bluefield and Princeton. And buddy, listen, y'all know we love some Bluefield and when we love some Princeton. But that might be good enough for a code game of the week. Now we also got Oak Hill and Riverside. Speaking about them, Riverside looks better. Greenbrier East got the win. 39-27. AJ Godfrey had 21 carries for 187 and 2 tutties. Shout out to Coach Anderson. Um, and Coach Ray Lee, great guy. Go watch that interview if you haven't. But Riverside and Oak Hill should be pretty good, man. This Riverside team is scrappy, dude, and they have some talent. Oak Hill, they're coming off a very good win, a quality win. So this will be a good game. It's a rivalry game. Anytime a true rivalry game happens, listen, these cats they grew up down the street from each other type of beat. You get what I'm saying? So this will be fun. This will be fun for sure. To get down there, I had to skip a couple of games real quick. Also, another one, Pikeview 50, Summers County 8. Um, I know it's probably real easy to beat your chest by all means, and Pikeview come out there and they did put on. You still have to suit up and you still have to play. This was the largest win in rivalry history between the two schools, with a victory of margin at 42 points. Now I do know that Summers County's battling some small teams. There were some murmurs about if they were even going to have a team. So for one, kudos for them to showing up and just playing. You know, it was Pipeview's day. Peyton Mounts, number 5, the workhorse, had a midnight 105-3 on the ground. Uh, Henry Cox scored. Logan Cook had 12 tackles. And Moose Hedrick, dude. Hey, if there's an all area name list, Moose Hedrick has to make it. He has to make it. But on a more serious note, because obviously the big news coming out of that game was Summers County sophomore Cody Snavely was airlifted to CM. It was airlifted to CMC. He's at home doing well. Um, I'm sure y'all been keeping up with it on Facebook as we have too. This stuff's bigger than football. So for everybody who did pray for him, um, I don't know the young man myself, but as a fan of just local football, I will say thank you. For real. but I mean, if, to my understanding, it was pretty scary. There was like loss of feeling, lower extremities, still battling some pain in the hip and in the leg, lower back stuff, So hallelujah, praise the Lord that that young man's fine, and that he'll be able just to continue to be a young man without any limitations on life. That's what matters, man, for real. So, big shout out to Cody. Welcome home, big dog. Welcome home, man. Really. Midland Trail 41, Clay County 13. Aiden Weiss. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. 141, two tutties and a sack. Xander Uten, 3.5 sacks. That's another one of them all area, all name teams. Xander Uten, for real. Xander Uten, say it 3 times. My table will start levitating. Uh, and I'm sure y'all saw the play. I actually saw before we went on that they got WVVA's Play of the Week. A pretty cool lateral from Zaylen Johns to Jameson Swafford. That was pretty cool. Good thing it worked because I couldn't imagine uh, Coach Moore's reaction if that didn't work. By all means, for real. This one threw me for a loop, man. Chapmanville 41, Scott 0. Did not expect that to happen either. And then another one, which was kind of crazy. Well, hold on. Before I get to the Saturday game, we'll talk about Shady Spring 40, St. Albans 0. Hey, shout out to Shady. Shout out to Blake Snodgrass. That's another one, dude. All area, all name list. Blake Snodgrass. 21 rushes, 160 and two tutties. Congratulations, young man. And it's a little bit late by the time we close this live, so I'll put the recap post up tomorrow. If you saw our schedule post, that's the guidelines I'm trying to go by and adhere to give you all consistent content from us. Now, sometimes if something rolls over to the next morning, I apologize. I'm a decently busy guy, which I'm blessed to be busy, man, for real. So we will get that roundup post put out tomorrow. I know we put the Virginia one out today, so go check that out. Uh, Roane County 67, Greenbrier West 16. Now, Roane County is a powerhouse. I believe. What did they lose in the Double A state championship last year? Is that what it was? They lost in the Double A, I believe so, to Frankfurt. Wow, my brain's blundered. I know Roane County took down Independence. Roane County might have won it against Frankfurt, if I'm not mistaken. There. So yeah, I mean, hey, I know Greenbrier West starting quarterback, or I guess preferred starting quarterback. There was a bit of a battle there. They had some cats graduate. I believe he had a collarbone issue late into the summer. I'm not sure if it was broken or fractured or whatever the term was there, but man, uh, tough outing for Greenbrier West. But don't worry, that team's going to be fine. They have a great coaching staff. They have a great group of kids there that work hard. Uh, no doubt in my mind that they will not be fine for real. So, and then phew, Meadow Bridge had a free one. They were supposed to play Van, and obviously Van they did fold. So shout out to Meadow Bridge for starting the season off 1-0. I mean, is it appropriate to still say that Caden Sims? I mean, he would have had 200 yards at least. Can we just put those yards in there for him? But so yeah, there's the recap of the week. We'll shoot through the games for this Friday. Man, I hate that my camera just went out randomly midstream. My fault, y'all, for real. This quality's blown me. Oh my goodness. But next week, Scott plays Wayne. Chapmanville at Nicholas County, going to be a great game. Midland Trail versus Poca. That's going to be a good one. Let me get my little list pulled up here real quick. I have these written down. You got Mount View hosting Man. That's going to be a rough one. These are two teams. Both lost to county rivals that are a class up week one. Now they're coming together to just try to. One of them's leaving with a dub. So that'll be definitely an interesting game there. Riverview versus Logan, which are the latter halves of both of the games I just said. That'll be a good one. I'm excited to watch that game, to be honest with you, man. Dude, I'm like a Tristan Mullins meta fan at this point, to be honest with you. I love that kid. Big fan of him, to be honest with you. Princeton and Bluefield, man, that's gonna be a good one. What? Sherman and Todd. That's going to be a good one. What? Todd's looking to get onto the board. Wow. Did I not have Sherman score here? What in the world? Listen, y'all, I'm a little tired. What? Huh. Hold on now. Sherman beat Sissonville 48-41. What a game that must have been. Wow. That's on me, Coach Buzzard, for real. Listen, I'm a Sherman fan. So if I have to fly up under my radar, that's on me for real. But Sherman and Tug, Pikeview and Liberty. That's someone else I left off was Liberty. Dude, listen, we are getting to a lot of schools. Wow. And sometimes something does slide past. What in the world? Let me see. Up there in Glen Daniel. So they lost to Doddridge 41-6. And they play Pikeview. That should be a good game. That should be a good game, to be honest with you. I like Pikeview in that game, to be honest with you, but that'll be a good one. Now, this is going to be the real tester for Westside. They play Mingo Central. I guess here in just a couple days. Westside, this is the test. I think Westside won this game last year, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, so we're going to see if Westside's about it, because this Mingo team is. Let me tell you, that's a quality win against Tug Valley that they do have. Greenbrier West versus Summers County. Greenbrier West looks to rebound. Summers County looks to do the same. James Monroe versus Shady should be an interesting one. That should be a really good game. Then you got Oak Hill versus Riverside. That should be another one. I think that's going to be a good game. I think that one has potential for a blowout, to be honest with you. That's what my gut says. But still, that could end up being a close game. We've had a lot of good football week one. And then we have Greenbrier East versus Woodrow Wilson, which is another rivalry game. That's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good game. Woodrow, I'll be honest with you, I really like Woodrow this year, man. That's a good football team. From top to bottom, that is a good football team this year. Greenbrier East, I'm naturally a fan of them. Shout out to my dog, Coach A. I'll always be pulling for some Spartans. They have a good win, week one. This is going to be like the test to see where you really are. This is kind of like West Side going against Mingo Central. Greenbrier East against Woodrow Wilson. We're going to really see where this Spartan team is. And that's the beauty of it. Let's find out. We're going to find out here in 4 days. Monday, Tuesday. Here in 4 days, we're going to find out. So once again, appreciate everybody. Give this a share if you would. This is the first installment of Appalachia Sports Talk, Southern West Virginia. We will try to have a guest on here weekly, if not weekly, every other week, just to get someone on here to talk some ball with us. Uh, so yeah, y'all, I appreciate everybody's love, everybody's support. Big shout out to the Little Grill and Chill and Goodson Supermarket for sponsoring my trip up to the Battle of the Views via Fresh Off the Clock to get some good interviews and some good footage. I had fun with the fans there. I hope y'all had fun with me. Shout out to the county's hospitality always, man. It's super cool to kind of go back home and not be like a little bit of a celebrity. But that's kind of how it feels sometimes, man. For real, it's super cool. I'm definitely blessed for that. So shout out to God for real. Big shout out to him. And I guess I'll hit it one more time, man. Big shout out to our sponsors of Appalachia Sports Talk, Southern West Virginia. That would be Bill Cole Auto Mall, Bluefield, and Rainell Medical Center. Big shout out to them as well. So y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll have this back on here next Monday. I'm trying to go for Mondays at 8. Makes the most sense for myself and hopefully for some of y'all too. So if y'all would give this a share, also to parents and fans that get to this deep, hey, keep us in the loop, man. When it comes to stats and highlights, that makes this easier for me, to be honest with you. And to the coaches who have and who do, appreciate y'all for real. Thank you. We'll be back tomorrow night with Cody Hatfield. It's always a little bit more live when there's two people here. Right now, it's just me staring at my self. So SWVA will be tomorrow at 6. 6. Did I put 6? I believe it's going to be 6 p.m. So go ahead and give this puppy